CEO of Wealth Legacy Institute, a top 10 wealth management firm in the state of Colorado, ranked by the Advisory HQ for the past 3 years. Her clients include governors of states, national TV personalities, and even cage-fighting superstars in the UFC. Best-selling author of Money Secrets, Kim Curtis.
When you consult a doctor about your health, you expect to get advice based on your situation, your personal and family medical history, your age, and your specific circumstances. You would expect the same from a financial advisor regarding your retirement savings, your personal and family financial history, your age that you want to retire, and your specific circumstances. But that's not what happens. A financial advisor, in most cases, is simply a salesperson. And in some instances, selling you expensive products that are good for their bottom line and not yours, or incentives delivered by their brokerage firm or their bank. The U.S. Department of Labor came out with a fiduciary duty rule, which was to go into effect, but in essence has been stalled, and more than likely will be killed. The rule would require financial advisors to work for you at all times in your best interests. It's just common sense, right? The same people who brought you the mortgage crisis, the too big to fail, and the 2008 Great Recession is pressuring the Department of Labor. That is really, really bad news. Because investors who unknowingly rely on biased salespeople expecting that they're getting trusted advice is very expensive and can cause real financial harm. The White House Council on Economic Advisors predicts and estimates that the U.S. worker can lose over $17 billion each year due to conflicted advice. So if you're an American worker that has over $100,000 and therefore could lose $17,000 based on advice that is expensive and conflicted, and that's money that could go to your retirement savings. Stories I hear most often tend to seem similar to this. Tom and Susie in their mid-50s, they have 401ks and IRAs, and have been with their broker for over 25 years and felt like they were getting really good advice until eventually Tom felt like they weren't getting taken to the cleaners, but that their investment performance was not doing as well as the capital markets. The broker sold them variable annuities with expensive costs, stocks, recommendations to buy and sell without tax implications, and expensive separately managed accounts. Tom and Susie eventually fired that broker and found a financial fiduciary. And they believe, Tom does, that it has probably saved him anywhere from 20 to 25% if they had switched to a financial fiduciary 10 years earlier. I care so deeply about this issue. Investors need to have trusted advice from someone that they believe is working for them. Unfortunately, in this country, less than 10% of financial advisors work for you. It's this crazy comparison statistic. If you think of Coca-Cola, 91% of the world population recognizes this iconic brand. And so that 9% that don't recognize that red and white logo is similar to the 90% of financial advisors out there that the U.S. investor has to search through, masquerading, before they can find that 10% of someone who has their best interests. How do you find a financial fiduciary? First is go to the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. It's a professional organization of fee-only advisors, which means that they are your fiduciary. Second, ask a potential advisor that you're interviewing if they act as your fiduciary at all times and that they'll work for you. And if that's the case, have them sign an oath. And you can get that oath at wealthlegacyinstitute.com. Download it and have that advisor sign it so you know at all times that they are working for you. John Bogle, the respected founder of Vanguard, explained, "It simply doesn't seem like good business practice for Wall Street to tell its client investors, 'We put your interests second, after our firms, but it's close.'" Stephen Wingate, a retired Vietnam veteran, commented, "I didn't realize until after I lost over $140,000 of my retirement nest egg that my advisor wasn't required to work in my best interests. Had I known my broker had a standard of care similar to a car salesman, I wouldn't have trusted him as much." I'm a financial advisor who decided long ago to work for the client was in the best interest of an advisory firm. I think it's good business, it's good for our country, and it's especially important for your financial security. Thank you.